Hello everyone and welcome to Learning with Jeju. Today in this lesson, we shall be analyzing the poem Piano by D.H. Lawrence. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you are notified anytime a new video is uploaded. I am going to read through the entire poem and then after we can start the stanza by stanza analysis. Piano by David Herbert Lawrence. Softly in the dusk, a woman is singing to me, taking me back down the vista of years till I see a child sitting under the piano, the boom of the tingling strings, and pressing the small poised feet of a mother who smiles as she sings. In spite of myself, the insidious mastery of song betrays me back till the heart of me weeps to belong to the old Sunday evenings at home, with winter outside and hymns in the cozy parlor, the tinkling piano our guide. So now, it is vain for the singer to burst into clamor with the great black piano appassionato. The glamour of childish days is upon me. My manhood is cast down in the flood of remembrance. I weep like a child for the past. This poem is a poem of 12 lines. It has 3 stanzas, which means each stanza is a quatrain. A quatrain is a stanza of 4 lines. Piano is a lyric poem presented by the poet like a song. We can feel a song-like nature from the rhyme scheme it produces when recited. A A, B B, C C, D D, E E, F F. The poem simply talks about the effect a song is having on the persona, which reminds him of childhood. The entire poem displays a feeling of nostalgia from the perspective of the persona, as he longs for the moments of childhood which he can't have in the present as an adult. In getting to detail, we observe in the first stanza that the poem takes place in the evening, at the time of dusk. That's the setting of the poem. It says, "Softly in the dusk, a woman is singing to me." So in this period, which is at the time of dusk, the persona listens to a song being sung by a woman. The force and colonizing nature of the song takes the persona down the memory lane. The song reminds him of many beautiful memories in the past till he sees a child sitting under a piano. As he puts it, taking me down back the vista of years till I see. In this line, we can feel the magic of nostalgia taking over the persona. Vista of years simply describes a perfect picture of the different memories the persona has had over the years. The word taking used by the poet in the present continuous tense is indicative of the fact that the movement of the persona's thoughts into the past are continuous as he listens to the song. His thoughts are continuous, browsing a host of memories he has had in his life until he finally settles upon some specific memories of him being a child. What does he say about those memories? He says, "Till I see a child sitting under the piano in the boom of the tingling strings and pressing the small poised feet of a mother who smiles as she sings." So in these memories, the persona sees a child sitting under the piano, which is obviously him, as a child. In this same image, there is a mother who is singing beautifully as she plays the piano. Also, the persona describes the sounds produced by the piano as booms and tingles, consumed by the child as he touches the feet of his mother. When you take a critical look of the last 2 lines of the first stanza, you realize that it evokes a lot of the senses. From the picture of the child sitting, to the sounds heard by the child as the piano is being played, to the touches made by the child on the feet of his mother, the poet brings to bear specific images related to some specific imageries, that is, visual, olfactory, and tactile imageries. There is also the sound device, onomatopoeia, present in the 3rd line in boom and tingling. These onomatopoeias emphasize and describe the power of music in captivating anyone. Now take a careful look at the last line of the first stanza. What figurative device can you see there? Let's recite that line. It says, "And pressing the small poised feet of a mother who smiles as she sings." Notice the repetition of S sounds in pressing, small, poised, smiles, and sings. The sound device in this line is called sibilance, and that's what the poet employs in there. The choice of words of the poet in the poem emulates the structure of a song. You can see that from the sibilants, the onomatopoeias, and the rhyming scheme of the poem. Onto the second stanza, the poet says, "In spite of myself, the insidious mastery of song betrays me back till the heart of me weeps to belong to the old Sunday evenings at home, with winter outside, and hymns in the cozy parlor, the tinkling piano, our guide." In the beginning of the second stanza, we get the feeling that the persona ideally does not want to be transported back into the past, not because the past necessarily contains bad moments, but because the past contains memories he enjoyed as a child which he can't have in the present day as an adult. So he says, "In spite of myself, despite the fact that I do not wish to travel back in time, the insidious mastery of song betrays me back," to mean that the deceitful and cunning masterpiece of the song he hears lures him into the past when he as a kid used to listen to the same or similar song. The persona says, "The song betrays me back," a personification giving human qualities of betrayal to a song. The personification extends to the continuation of the same line, where he says, "Till the heart of me weeps to belong to the old Sunday evenings at home." Now these lines portray the totality of nostalgia the persona is feeling while listening to the song. His heart weeps. It does not just cry. It weeps in a longing to be amongst his family every Sunday evenings, as it was when he was a kid. The feeling is that the persona had beautiful and wonderful memories as a kid, as hymns were sung by the family during winter in a very comfortable living room with piano as the director of the music. The image of the persona's heart weeping to belong to this moment certainly does evoke some sort of sadness in the persona. This is not only because he is unable to live in the past, but because the most important people who gathered to make those moments special are probably not available. For this, his heart weeps. Words like Sunday evening and hymns most likely suggest that the poet lived in a religious home and that he was a religious person too. These hymns were sung in a cozy parlor. Cozy parlor describes the comfort he received from family as a child. Perhaps the tingling piano as a guide describes the emotions of hope felt by the persona and his family in tough times as it brings calm in a family gathering. Yet again, the employment of the word tinkling is an onomatopoeia describing the kind of sound produced by the piano. So now it is vain for the singer to burst into clamor with the great black piano appassionato. "The glamour of childish days is upon me. My manhood is cast down in the flood of remembrance. I weep like a child for the past." In the last stanza, we observe how deeply immersed and consumed the poet is in his past memories. For he says that the woman in the present, the current singer, can decide to burst into clamor with the great black piano appassionato. He is long gone. No matter how loud she sings the song, he is in a state where he is unable to listen to her voice anymore. Why is this so? Because the glamour of childish days is upon me, my manhood cast in the flood of remembrance. I weep like a child for the past. This is why. This is why he can't hear the clamors of the current woman. He has been cleverly transported down the memory lane, a place he calls the flood of remembrance that makes him weep like a child. Let's not forget the metaphor the poet employs in the flood of remembrance by comparing those vast memories he has had as a child to a flood, like a river overflowing its banks. In the final lines of the poem, there is a simile in which the persona compares his current self to a child longing for the past. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.